Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. I am just making sure we are good to go. My hair is not done.
That's okay. Your hair is fine.
All right. So welcome. There might be a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, 35, 45, somewhere there, but we will get to your questions and everything, so
for everyone that was here, yay, you're here.
Yay.
All right. So welcome. Hey, everyone.
Oh, it's this camera.
Oh, it's that camera. All right. So I wanted to say hello and welcome. There is a few things. We are going to be doing a project tonight, which we'll get to in 1 second. But there is a couple things I wanted to chat about. So first of all, if you are watching this on mobile phone, I have gotten a lot of questions when you're watching something on a mobile phone. How do you find the links? So we will watch this video from... It doesn't really matter. But when you are watching it, next to the description. So that's going to be kind of hard to see, and I apologize.
Just let it dip down.
Oh, let it dip down. You'll see a little down, and I'll show you this on the other camera. But next to the description, there's a little down arrow, and that brings up all of the links, okay? So all the links we're talking about are down below. So Sean will be monitoring questions, but we have some stuff I wanted to talk about. Number one, I need to make sure you guys all know that Sean is amazing. I adore him to pieces. You complete me.
You complete me as well.
Oh. So I've gotten some comments again that I mean to Sean, and I always read my comments and take them in. So I am going to work in 2018 on being nice to...
You also have to remember that some of the things that it may sound mean or bad, it's not. It's just the way the bantering goes between us.
So
it just sounds like that.
You just earned an extra 5 minutes out of the cage. Good job.
Thank you.
So I adore Scott here, and he's what?
Scott.
All right. So enough on that. Okay. The Cricut sale is still going on. That link is down below. This is one of the best Cricut sales they ever have. So I would double check the links down below because they have amazing prices. For those of you who haven't been following me on Facebook, Joann's has a new Wisteria Easy Press and Wisteria Cricut Explorer Air 2.
Nice.
And it's hard to explain. It's like the Cricut Explorer 2 is metallic, and the Easy Press, it's like I mean, if you look up Wisteria, you'll see the color of purple it is, but it's purple.
It's purple, yeah.
Yes. So a lot of people are super excited about that. It is beautiful.
Melody has it right. It's better than Black Friday.
This sale is better than Black Friday. Usually their sales change on Tuesday, so if you're going to take advantage of the sale, I would do it tonight. The last two things I want to talk to you, you guys all know my friend Midge and Madge.
Midge and Madge.
So I have their link down below. If you check out Midge and Madge Facebook page and do you remember those embossing powders we showed you at Creativation?
Yes.
The baked textures?
Yes, those were so cool.
They have a 20% off coupon.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
So check their Facebook page. Make sure to like them because they do a mingle every Monday and it's awesome. I love them. And then look for the graphic that says, I think it's Emerald Creek and the baked textures are there.
Yes.
And if you didn't see that video, go check it out.
Yeah.
Before we get started on the project is win an Easy Press. So I have until the end of February for people to enter to win an Easy Press. There is a link down below that takes you to my Easy Press review video. And in that description, it tells you how you can enter to win an Easy Press.
Nice.
Yes. So I think that is it.
Nice.
So I'm going to scoot you over here.
Scoot you over while I get my little body over here in the center.
Little body.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're doing that.
We're not doing what?
This. Ready?
All right.
You're on.
Am I on? All right. So once again, Sean is going to be listening, or actually he's going to be looking for questions.
Yeah, Midge and Madge are funny. They're great gals. Love them to death.
They are very funny. So let's go ahead and show you what we're doing. How many of you guys remember visible images?
The what images? Oh, the visuals. Oh, this was such a cool. I forgot the thing.
You forgot?
Yeah, their thing.
So Visible Images is actually a company out of the United Kingdom.
Yes.
And when I was heading to Creativation, I was looking at a couple of different places, and their style just caught my attention. They are so awesome. They just have a very cool style to them. Something I haven't seen before. Now, even though they're out of the United Kingdom, and I've given you the link down below, check them out. Their shipping is very reasonable for shipping across seas. But they have this whole basic collection. This is the one we're gonna be using these two today, so I'm gonna put those off to the side. They just are a lot of fun. Amazing, I don't want to say masculine, but kind of in a way. Stamps I've never seen. They also have stencils, which is great. So there is just a little something for everyone. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with theirs. Their stuff works really good with mixed media. So you'll see us do a lot with mixed media and them. Once again, if you ever have any questions, please let us know in the comments, and Sean will absolutely do his best. So first thing I'm going to do is, because we are going to be using some inks, I'm going to put down my Ken Oliver craft mat here, which is the best ever craft mat. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to get rid of this underneath, Sean.
Why is that?
Because the Ken Oliver craft mat does not like that.
You don't like it?
Nope. Sorry. Goodbye. Yeah, it moved on there. It was because, I don't know, because maybe it doesn't grip it. I don't know.
It's paper.
Well, of course it's paper, but I guess it doesn't grip it. All right, so we are going to be doing a card, and I think I'm going to stick with my typical card, which is the A2 card size, which is a 4.25 by 5.5. So essentially, if you have cardstock that's 8.5 by 11 cardstock, you just cut it in half and then fold it in half, and then you have an A2 size card.
Ooh.
What?
Matt.
What's wrong?
It's every time you go across, watch.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't. Do you
put
want me
that
to
on.
change the lights up here?
No, it's not the lights. It's the setting inside there, which I think I can fix. You guys, wait, give me a
Uh-oh.
second.
Well, this could end in not happiness. I'm just saying. But I have faith in you, Sean, because I am turning over a new leaf in
should happen.
2008 that says that I support you.
Now won't do it. Perfect. Yay.
Okay. So, my Ken Oliver craft mat isn't all the way over. And so that's my, I'm sorry, I'm like anal retentive, and that little sliver on the screen is driving me insane.
Here, I can go like this.
No, we're good. Oh, okay, you can do that. Perfect, Sean. All right, so we're going to be using a mixture of these two stamps. This one is called The Glimmer of Light, and this one is called Where Dreams Take You. I'm not using the butterflies. I thought about it. I'm mostly using this, the sentiment, and then this sentiment here. And we're going to be doing it, like I said, on a 4.5 by, or 4.25 by 5.5 card. Once again, if you have questions during my process, please let Shawnee know, and he'll answer them.
The best place to buy this mat is probably DIXIE.
Yep, and that link is down below.
And that link is down below, and it's probably the best price. You can probably even get it on, I think, Amazon as well, but it's probably a little more expensive.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to be using some black embossing powder for the light portion of this. And you could finish this project and do the embossing powder at the very end. However, since I don't have ample amount of time to dry this, I'm going to do this in the beginning. And really what I'm doing is I'm taking this light bulb here, and we're going to be doing one up higher and then one a little bit down. Well, actually, the sentiment's going to be there. So we're going to do one about here and then one a little higher. I am using the Tim Holtz stamp positioning tool. So since this is a clear stamp, this here, you have right here what will tell you it's clear or rubber. So whatever one you're working with, so the clear is what we're working with, you want to make sure that that's the one facing up. And what you guys saw there is, this is called an embossing mat buddy. I think it's from Inkadinkadoo. Inkadinkadoo, I think.
Something like that.
And basically gets rid of the static on your card.
Yes, Fatima, it does attract fur.
What attracts fur?
Your mat.
Yes, it does.
It is it's silicone, but it comes off really easy. It just washes right off. Oh, Annette just got her Tim Holtz stamp platform.
Ooh.
Sorry, Brenda, I don't know where your heat tool is. Get it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see, but I think I am going to move it and just do it all at once instead of trying to... Ooh, that's hard to see.
I can see it right there. Here's the line.
I think that's pretty good.
So go.
Normally I would spend a little bit more time lining it up and making sure, but this style of card we can technically have it be a little off kilter just because it's going to look like kind of a distressed feel to it. So if it's not 100% perfect, we're okay with that. All right, so once we have that, I'm going to use black embossing powder. You could do clear embossing powder if you'd like, but I think I'm going to do black. And I always grab another card, so this way you can minimize. I'm using Brutus Monroe Raven. His is an ultra fine embossing powder, which I really enjoy. So it's not as clumpy. Some people really like that. Like the emerald ones or the baked textures are definitely like a chunky one, which are supposed to be, but all right. And then I just kind of flick it. Make sure we got it on good. And then there's a little few pieces here that I'm going to go ahead and make sure we...
A question I'm going to answer for Michelle real quick. Is the mat heat resistant? This is silicone. It can be used up to, we think, up to about 350 degrees.
I think it's more than that.
Might even be more than 350.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but it's like you can put it in the oven, basically.
Yeah, you could use it in the oven, but if you're looking at maybe using it for the bottom part of your, like your easy press or something, I would still be very cautious because even though it's good for enough heat, it's so thin the heat will still go right through it. I'd be very, very cautious on that. If you fold it up a couple times, you might be okay.
Uh-oh.
You drop it?
I drop it.
Oh, no.
All right, so now that we have that, I'm just going to wipe down my mat really quick because I have a little piece of some embossing. Nothing big, but we just want to make sure it's nice and clean before we start heat setting this. Now, I use the Fun Stampers Journey heating tool, so I'm going to plug that in and turn it on.
Mm-hmm. So here comes that heat tool. This one is the Fun Stamper Journey. I was going to say junior.
Now, I tend to let it get a little warmer before I start embossing with it. And I didn't get a good, you know what, I'm going to, even though I've already done this, I'm noticing I don't have good coverage right here, which either means I didn't get good ink or...
Which part?
It's covered now. Sean?
Yes.
Just want to let you know you're amazing.
Mat is heat resistant up to 500 degrees. Thank you very much, Angela. So that's a lot of heat.
Like our relationship.
That's a lot of heat.
People are going to be like, we're not used to this kind.
Yeah, this platform that he's using is pretty good.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's on it.
So I like to let it heat up just a little bit, and then we will want to make sure we get all of any where you do not want. All right. So I'll always test it on my arm a little.
And it's hot. Let me zoom in for you.
And you're going to see it go from kind of this powder. See how it's powder? And we're going to turn that to a nice, the embossing magic here.
Yeah, look at that. Just boom.
All right. So you're going to notice how it went from a nice powder, and now it's a nice, almost ink look, but it's a slightly raised. And I tend to like embossing powder just because, when you're using ink and you're doing a lot of other inks on top of it, that can be a little get in the way. All right, so let's go ahead and start this. We're going to start the coloring portion of this. What I'm going to be using is distress inks. So I have mustard seed, I have picked raspberry, and then I have spiced marmalade right here. And what I do is I store these in their tins, and I always put a little foam applicator right down there. So that way I'm not constantly trying to find a foam applicator that will work with it. So I also will have lots of wet wipes, just so this way if I get it on my mat, I'm not worried about the mat as I am worried about the card. I don't want to get, I'm going to be doing a blending technique, so I just don't want to make sure I don't get it directly on the card. All right, so I'm going to grab these. So we're going to have picked raspberry, spiced marmalade, and mustard seed. The other thing I like to do is I like to have another piece of cardstock. Doesn't really matter the size, just ready to go. So if I need to clean off something or figure it out, I have that over there. So we're going to start with the pink raspberry. Now I am using bristle paper, which I'll have Sean, I'll give it to Sean here while I'm doing this. And this tends to be my favorite in using with stamping and coloring, but I tend to also use it for it's a nice heavyweight paper. The one thing I would say, if you're going to be wetting your distress ink a lot, and what I mean by that is if you're going to be spraying it with a lot of water and mixing it, you're going to want watercolor paper, because this, even though this is a thicker paper and it does really good blending and it doesn't pill on you, unfortunately, it will, if you put a lot of water on it, it will curl and you could have more issues there. So what are you doing?
So the question was, how do you stick the foam applicator to stick at the bottom of the ink pad? Give me just a second.
Oh, if you give him that tin over there, you can kind of show him up close too how they're stored in the tins, because that keeps the foam in there.
So hopefully you guys can see this. All right, I'm going to pop myself in here real quick. So here's the little ink thing, and the bottom, of course, it's got it. It literally just, we put it so the part that, this is a brand new one, of course, we have the inks on it, and you just basically stick it right inside the bottom like so. And
you took my color.
It will stay there.
Thank you.
It just stays right in there, and it might fall out, but as long as you do that. But here is the tins that all of them come in. That you can buy this tin. It holds 1, 2, 3 times, holds 12 of them. And that's how that works.
Are we back on this now? Or are you still on you?
No, it's all you.
All right, so I'm starting with, I have the pink raspberry down here, or picked raspberry, I should say, I apologize. And now I'm doing the spiced marmalade. And what I do is I do put a lot of ink on this. So I have my little ink cubes. I would probably recommend, if you're going to use distress ink as a lock, which I did not know I was going to until I kind of played around with them, I would recommend getting the larger ones, because these tend to lose their ink a lot and you're using your inkers a lot. But I do put a lot of ink on mine, so to each his own. So I'm going to end with the mustard seed, and then we're going to do some blending. So the mustard seed tends to have the most blending going on, so I'm going to make sure that it is nice and clean, which it is. And we will start on this edge over here, and then we're going to blend last, because you don't want to blend too much over here. And once again, I tend to ink it up pretty good because I like a nice saturated color. And once again, if you have any questions on links, I give you all the links down below. Those links do support us, so if you use it, thank you very much. It gives us a small commission. We appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, so now that I'm to the point where I can start blending, You always want to blend with your darker color into your lighter color, and then your lighter very end at the end into the darker, because you don't want to get too much contamination. If you're doing a lot of blending in a card, get rid of this applicator. You don't want to keep going back to your yellow, because over time it will change your yellow. So we're going to start with the picked raspberry. And I'm just going to add a little bit here. And once again, I'm big on saturation, so I'm going to pick up some more of this and kind of blend it up into the orange. And then we'll grab some of the mustard and blend it over.
Kisha got to use her chocolate tour last night.
Ooh, are you having fun? It's addictive.
That it is. That it is.
So we're gonna then grab some spiced marmalade over here again. And now you could go a little bit less. You wouldn't have to go so saturated with your colors. That just tends to be something I like to do. But if you want to do a little bit less, you could. So we're going to finish with our yellow, and we're just going to kind of blend it in through, cleaning off as we go. The one thing I won't do, I will see some people sometimes take their ink blots and try to go down on the paper. I would advise against that, just because you're going to get your square marks.
Question to answer here. Gyps West Haven is asking, what camera holder am I using? I'm using the Archon holder. Do you have a link on that one?
I did not, because I always forget about it, but if you can tell them about the coupon code for sure.
So there's a coupon code if you go to archon.com.
Yep.
That's ARKON. There is a set that we use. I forget exactly the name of it, but it is the one that holds your camera for $99. But if you use Ken's Creation, one word, doesn't matter if it's lowercase or uppercase, you do get 20% off. It is wonderful. We love it. It's approximately 29 inches total in length when you extend the handle off. I'll kind of do this with you real quick here.
You can. I'm going to clean up real quick here, and then we're going to start our next thing, which is going to be some more blending, but with a little bit of difference.
So I'm going to just take my camera here. And so this is what it looks like. That's where the camera is being held by. Goes all the way down. And then what we also have is the one that thinks, thank you, Robin, very much for that top chat, super chat.
Oh, thanks, Robin.
We got the holder that holds your iPad, and it can also hold the Pro. If you use they give you everything so that it can hold the Pro, and then that's the base part of it here. So it goes to this height. It's right back here, but it extends all the way up to here. And then I'm using some power so I can keep my power going. Little Velcro things that I got from Home Depot to keep it all plugged in. And that's how I do it. And it works great. There's people out there that have bought some. They love it. Absolutely love it.
All right, so we are going to now start with a stencil. This is just Tim Holtz. I believe this is called his Splatters. I don't think that's Splatters. I think I mixed up my packages. This is, I want to say, I thought this was Sunburst, but.
Midge and Madge.
Hi, Midge and Madge. They're the ones that gave the code, so make sure to go to their
be sure.
The Facebook page, and I'm telling you what, those embossing powders are pretty epic.
Yeah, and please subscribe to their videos. They're fantastic. Or like their videos.
They are on Facebook, so you want to like.
Like.
Oh, I forgot to give you the link, but this is the new purple tape from Thermal Web, and I'm just placing this down because we are going to be using the stencil in opposite colors, and I'll show you what that means here in a sec. And you want to make sure it doesn't move during the process. So we're just going to put a little bit around. This stuff's great. It's protecting on your paper, and we want to make sure that this guy doesn't move.
I do have all the gadgets, don't I?
What?
Midge Madge, not sure exactly if they're both there watching, but anyway, they said we have all the gadgets.
We do.
We love the gadgets.
We do love our
Makes
gadgets.
life easier.
Okay, we're going to start with yellow and work our way back. So yellow is going to be down here. You're not going to really see it. However, the big thing on this is you're adding more color on top. So it's going to be essentially your first layer of the starburst. So you can just push it in however you want to. And then we're going to add the orange and pink. And this one, we are going to fill it up pretty good. I'm going to do, let's see, that is, see, I'm mixing my stuff up. That's pink.
Yeah, you're going to love that purple tape. It's fantastic, and it's reusable. You can actually take it off, put it somewhere off to the side, and keep reusing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's rip, tear, and throw away. Rip, put it off to the side somewhere, just use it right over again. Big pieces, small pieces.
So then we're going to take this all the way over to the end here.
He said it kind of looks like sherbet ice cream.
Oh, it kind of does.
Rainbow sherbet, yeah.
Yeah. And then we are going to add some more orange on here because you got to remember your, this was orange at the top here and pink at the bottom. So you want to go opposite of your colors. And then we'll use the mustard kind of at the very end as a blending. So once again, you want to make sure your stencil really doesn't move during this as much as possible. I mean, if a slight move won't kill it.
Well, thank you, Westhaven, for that. Thank you very much.
All right, so we are going to start with now orange down the bottom here, and then add pink towards the top. So basically, once again, we're going opposite of the colors it was. So we had picked raspberry towards the bottom, and now we are doing orange, and then finishing with pink raspberry, or picked raspberry. Now, the reason why I did the embossing first is, as you can now see, we're adding a lot of ink. So if we were to emboss later, we would have kind of an issue with that.
So the question was asked, where does the purple tape come from? ThermoWeb.
I didn't give them the link down below, but if they actually go to my webpage, you'll see where we just did a ThermoWeb unboxing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
All right, and if you want to check your progress to see how it is, you can. What's nice about this purple tape is you can lift it up and see if you like that color there. I think that's enough. Perfect. So we are going to be done with that.
Tiffany was wondering, do you have affiliate links for the full-size distressed inks?
There's a link down below that just says Amazon. Shopper, support us on Amazon, I believe. If you go click that one and just look up Tim Holtz emboss or distress inks, it'll bring it up.
Yes.
All right, so before we dry that, I'm going to put this off to the side just so I can get up my ink here.
So pretty.
It is.
That is awesome looking.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of drying here because we're going to be stamping over this in a sec, and we want to make sure this is completely dry, and then we have a little bit more inking to do. So this does have a lot of layers of ink to give you kind of that reverse effect. Now you could have done your starburst a little bit further in this way so it would have reached further, but with those light bulbs there, I didn't want too much going on there.
Oh, that's nice of you to say, Donna. Thank you.
So while that is doing it, I'll bring it up so you guys can see closer kind of the look of that blend. We're going to be adding a little bit more pink down here to blend it out, and yellow and orange. You don't have to. That's completely up to you how saturated you want your color, essentially. So as I'm doing this, I want to ask Sean if I should do more ink or does people like it? Do we do more saturation or does people like it?
I think it looks...
No, you're supposed to ask people.
Anybody who likes this? Good. Do we need more blending? Yay or nay?
Saturation.
More saturation. Yay or nay? Tammy got her chalk couture kit today.
Yay! You're going to be addicted.
Yes, you will. So what's the difference between ThermoWeb's tape and Blue Painter's tape?
I will let you answer that, Shani.
Well, it is both kind of the same, but you have more chances of having that blue painter's tape ripping some of your paper and stuff, where this truly will not, and it's reusable. It has a good, it's very sticky enough to hold, but enough where it'll come off nicely.
All right, so did we have a say on the blending?
Love it, nay, no, nay. I like it as is, like it, no, nay. So no.
Okay, so the only thing we're gonna add then is just some edge distressing really quick. And we're just gonna do that just a very small amount, and that's gonna make your edges pop a little bit more. So we're gonna do the pink down here, and then carry the pink up, and then start with a little bit of the orange. And you probably don't really have to re-ink it, because you should have a lot of ink on here already. But just in case. And then the last thing we're going to do is add yellow on this edge. And then we're going to do a final dry and then start our next, which is stamping next.
Yeah, you'll love it, Kat and Tammy, when you use that Acron holder. It's wonderful. A lot of the guy I talked to is the owner, I think. He says he does a lot of these and he sells them like hotcakes around at the bakers. That's why Angela probably...
Baker's gonna bake.
Baker, that's what Angela does, and she would use it too if she did that as well.
She would, yeah.
It'd come out really good.
All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to add some random... this is kind of like a light vision card. So on this guy here, there is this right here that says vision and gives you the whole vision definition. So we're going to grab that, and we're not going to use our Tim Holtz stamp positioner this time, because we do want this to be a little off kilter in different spots. Now, you do not want to use a dark ink. You want to use, to do this method, you want to use probably one of your darker inks that you use. So in our case, that would be the raspberry. But you don't want to use like a black, because that's going to, you kind of want this to blend a little bit into your background. So we're just going to put this on a glass block.
Bark, bark, bark.
All right. So, and I'm just going to bring this down a little bit more into my camera. I'm going to take my pinked raspberry, and I'm just going to make sure I got any orange that might be on there. And we're just going to ink this up. Not too worried. Even if you don't get a good ink, it's going to be a little... And...
Zoomed in a little bit for
okay.
you.
And then basically anywhere on the card, you can go ahead and, if you want a little bit, and it could be a little off, like I said. And then you get this nice... just the words itself. So we're going to do this now. I know some people are going to want it to be, you know, straight. You could do it all the different ways, but I'm probably going to just ever so slightly do it at an angle each time I do it. I wouldn't do any kind of like upside down, because essentially you really want to... So you just kind of want it to be a background. And then I'm just kind of cleaning off the stamp over here, right there.
What a great look.
All right. So now we have something that's just kind of in the background. I wouldn't put any crossed here yet, because we are going to be doing something else right about there. But you just kind of, you don't want it really to draw too much attention. It should be kind of just something in the background. You could, in fact, I might just ink up parts of the stamp and kind of do something where it's a little bit up here, since we kind of do have a little bit of a blank spot there. And then you could do the same thing kind of right about there. All right, so I'm going to bring that over there real quick, get this cleaned up, and then we're going to go on to our next. So So what's great about the distress inks is you can really play with them, layer with them, which is nice. The oxides, which we're going to be doing a project next week with, you can really layer with those, which is really great. All right. So we're going to be using this sentiment, and we have a couple options. Maybe I'll ask your opinion and see what you guys think. We can either try to do embossing powder, because I kind of changed my mind what I want to do and make it a little bit more cleaner and just do embossing powder there, or we could die cut something in black and do it in white, which might look cool. I'm wondering if we should just emboss it on there. What do you think? Or, you know what? Actually, I have an idea. I've made up my mind.
You've made up your mind. All right.
So.
Hey, Simon, how are you doing?
Hi, Simon. All right. So since we can let this dry, I am going to grab. Since we're going a little off the cuff, Sean.
Off the cuff.
We're changing my mind as I go. That's what's great about crafting. All right. So I'm gonna grab my. Cuttlebug, and I am going to grab a die. Let's see. Can I see that sentiment? Oh, you don't have it. I do.
I don't have it. Nope. Sorry.
You don't have it.
Which way will he be going?
You'll never know.
Sherry thinks no white.
Yeah, it won't be white.
Embosses in white on black? Question mark. Embossed by somebody.
What was that?
Somebody says emboss it.
Oh, it's going to be embossed.
It will be, but placed on there differently, I believe.
What will it be?
What will it be? What will it be?
Be. I need it to be a pretty... Oh, there we go. Okay. So we are going to use the same color paper. I need my base.
Robin wants to know, where do you come up with your ideas?
So for the basis of the idea, so basically, like right now, I kind of got an idea from Pinterest of one thing, but then I'm big on going one direction and then changing my mind. So like if this one I wasn't going to add a sentiment, but now I want to, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. So we have that same paper. I have a nice oval, which is a Fun Stamper's Journey oval, and it's going to fit just perfect on there. Great. So we can put all of this stuff out of my way. This is what happens when I decide mid-thing, Sean, that we're changing it up. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sean, you're amazing.
Well, you are too.
Okay, people have to bet. Now people should say I'm nice to you.
He's nice to me.
Well, Sean, those comments have me concerned. All right, so we're going to emboss this with black. So once again, I'm just going to use my little embossing magic guy here. And then I'm trying to get this in a way where I have to do this on top and bottom. And we want this to be not perfectly straight. At least I don't. I want it to be a little off.
For half a second there, I thought Allie was here, but there's somebody else with the same last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Angela Velazquez.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, so we're going to use some embossing ink again. We're going to ink this up.
Boy, that vibrates your camera.
I'm sorry, peeps.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to, but...
I have a way to fix it, but I just have to get it to work.
So once again on embossing, it's really important to use, I think, a stamping position tool because if you don't get a good coverage, you're going to have to re-stamp it because on embossing powder, it only sticks to the spots that have that stickiness on it. Which I think we got it all, but we'll see, won't we? If not, we'll turn it over and start again. Oh, sorry, am I off camera?
Just a little bit.
That's a lot of embossing powder. Wanted to make sure I got it. I didn't get that bottom part. That's what I thought. So,
Do another one.
yep, that's what's great.
Let's do another one.
So we're just gonna flip her over and do a better job of doing this one.
Thanks, Norma.
It's the only bad thing I will say I do like on red rubber stamps a little better is when you're doing embossing, you can see it. So you can see that you know, essentially on a red rubber stamp, you can see that it's a little wet. On a clear, it's a little bit harder. It's doable. It's not like it's not doable. It's just a little harder. So we're just doing this again on the back side. I turned it around just because I did not get a little bit of it embossed. Or at least got ink on it. So not happy with it. So we're going to make sure we do a better job this time. Sorry. Sean's already telling me it's shaking. Are you holding on to the camera? See, I'm so paranoid that I didn't get it this time now. Could have been too that my magnet was in the way and it was getting caught on that. I got it that time.
Yeah. Patricia says, where has the old Ken gone? Did someone chase him off?
The old Ken?
What old Ken?
Oh, because I'm nice to you?
Oh my goodness.
Is that why?
I don't know, maybe.
It's a new Ken. I'm turning over a new leaf and I'm not beating Sean so much.
Use purple tape to hold the small shape.
Oh, I could have, yeah. Sorry. This whole thing was planned until I got to this part, and now it's...
The Archon coupon is Ken's Creation. All one word. Does not matter if it's lower or uppercase.
Correct. And that is, I have to admit, we've done camera work, you know, since the beginning of Ken's Creations, and that's by far been our favorite tool.
Yep.
So if you have any little straggles, I have a little, you can do one of two things. You can hit it. A lot of people will hit the back. I just take a nice
super fine tip paintbrush.
Mm-hmm. All right. We ready to heat that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep, skip.
Well, first I have to get this powder in. Gotta save this powder, Sean. Oh, that's kind of creepy looking. No?
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's creepy looking. So I'm going to reheat that up and just clean up all the embossing powder that's on my little doohickey here. So Sean did not see Black Panther, just so everyone knows.
No.
He's very upset.
Not that upset.
You were pretty upset because it keeps selling out.
Yep.
And it was a big movie theater weekend because we were going to watch something else. What were we going to watch? Game night.
Oh, game night, yeah. That one
And we
was
couldn't
sold out,
even
too.
watch that because it was so busy.
That's all right, Renee. You can always wait.
All right, so just going to grab a pair of tweezers just so I don't burn my little hands.
Ooh, Kristen got her Archon today.
Ooh,
Nice.
do you love it? All right, looking good.
Muy bien.
Muy bien. All right, so it's not going to be white. I heard you guys loud and clear, so we are going to do opposite of, since it's going to be towards the end, we're going to do orange and a little bit of yeller. What do you think, Sean? Orange and yeller?
Sure.
You don't care, do you?
It's always great. No matter what you do, it's gonna be
Did
great.
you hear that? Sure. Whatever. Don't care. So we're just going to take that same distressing and just go over this. And once again, yes, he's pushing me.
We need to, not the question,
Oh.
but who that is.
I know.
Okay.
That's at the end. Thank you,
Okay.
though.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Victoria said she saw it was really good.
What?
Black Panther.
It was. I have not seen, we have not seen it yet, but Sean won't give up hope. He'll eventually see it. We just are I don't think people realize how busy we are on the weekends. Okay. So once again, we're kind of following the same pattern we had. So yellow is towards this end. So we kind of want orange to be towards that end to kind of give it a little bit of a different color there. So, oh, sorry.
Kind of see it. I've got it. You zoomed in a little bit so you can kind of see what you got.
So we're just going to put a little bit of orange on this end. And then just ever so slightly pink towards the top.
Oh, hi, Don.
Who?
Oh, Victorian. It's hard to read that. It's so small. It's Dawn. She says, "Oh, yeah, this is Dawn." Oh, that's who that was.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
That's
but
all right. We're just chit chatting.
Okay. All right, and then we're gonna grab a little bit of pink here, and I just want just ever so slightly pink towards the top. What? You laugh, and then you don't tell me why you're laughing.
So, is that Bernadine Johansson says, "Hi guys, I'm new to the live deals and so excited. By the way, my husband does not craft at all, but he walked around Lowe's saying purple is the new blue.
Purple is the new blue."
Yeah.
That's so funny. I could have probably used on the back here, but I'm moving this around a lot to make sure I get a good orange.
Yes, Tiffany. I would like to see it in IMAX, but I don't know if the IMAX... The only thing about the IMAX here, you don't get the nice, comfy...
This is true,
Sean. Chairs. Like
Sean is all about those recliner chairs.
The recliner chairs are so much nicer.
Yes.
But you can see we can do it in 3D that way, or in the great Dolby has it too, where you've got the big bass underneath your butt. Yeah, Norma, I know. Probably maybe this weekend.
Okay, so that looks good now. So we have it there, and then we are ready to finish the card.
Yay!
Is that yay? Like
no, it's yay.
I was so bored, and this is going on forever. Yay!
No. It's yay.
Sean, you cannot rush creativity.
I'm not rushing at all.
We have a few more little things we need to do still, Sean. You're just going to be so amazed, McCoy. You are going to be done with this card, and you are going to say... So this card, I have to tell you, is already taken, and I will explain why here in a few seconds. All right. So, Sean, I have to run upstairs really quick. Can you dry that for me?
I can dry this.
Okay, be very careful. Don't ruin it.
A little drying here. The purple tape can only be found at the Thermo Web. That's ThermoWeb. Thermo Web, if somebody could throw that up there. That's the only place where you can find it. It is really good tape. Well, that should be dry. There we go. Sorry if you guys heard nothing but...
Okay, I need my black twine.
No dogs allowed.
Because they like to bark.
Yes.
Where's my black twine?
Thank you, Tisha.
Okay. So is it clean, Sean, or is it... Or not clean, is it dry?
I think so. I put a lot of heat on it.
All right.
It was blowing air right on the microphone. That probably didn't sound good.
Oh, you can see it's a little wet still. We have to make sure this is nice and dry. There we go. All right, are we ready to start building this card?
I think so.
All right, so I'm gonna start with my base. I just buy these at Michael's. These are essentially
A2 cards.
A2 cards, but what's cool about these is they will be like sometimes 70% off.
Thanks, Angela. I don't know. Let me ask Ken. Joyce is wanting to know: does ThermoWeb take PayPal?
Don't
know.
I don't know. I am so sorry. I don't.
Anybody else there in the room that?
I don't believe they do, if I remember right. We are going to be back Thursday for we weren't going to be live Thursday, but we have a very special broadcast that you're going to want to be here for.
Yeah.
Especially if you like Gina K, and if you like free stuff, and if you want to win a lot of free stuff. So you want to come back and visit us.
Thursday.
Yes. All right, so let's start with, this was just you could use any adhesive runner. I actually really like ThermoWeb's adhesive runner. It's just out of stock right now, or I'm out of stock on it. Like, I'm not out of stock, it's just I don't have any right now. I have so anyways, I'm kind of all over the place, aren't I, Sean? So the reason I like these cards is I tend to be an A2 size card, but these are like $19.99, and then they're 70% off, and you can use a coupon if Michael's has it at that time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this sentiment right here, kind of raise it up a little bit, and we're going to put some of my favorite stuff, which is black twine behind it, and then we have one more step. I do need some foam, since I wasn't thinking of doing this. Now I need some foam squares.
I love our mics, but you almost need a wireless.
I do. I'm all over the place, aren't I?
Yeah, there's a possible company that might have one. I'm going to check it out.
So the first thing we're going to do, thanks, Sean. The first thing I'm going to do is add the foam squares. Now, I tend to be someone that uses a lot of foam squares. Yes, Sean.
Thank you. Kristen did answer yes, they do take PayPal.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen.
You're our hero. I love these stamps, you guys. I have so many ideas and stuff. I need to go place an order. I want to say when we went there, they said that they would charge like $5 flat shipping to get it over here, Sean.
Something like that, yeah.
It wasn't bad.
No,
I've noticed they're out of a lot of stuff. They said that
his name was, I'm trying to remember the names now. I want to say Roger, but I don't think that's right.
Roger.
Yeah, it's a couple that own it.
They were so nice.
She does the sentiments and stuff, and he's the illustrator and does all those stuff.
He has this like whole collection that's like 80s to me.
Yeah, for those who's never seen it, go to that.
It's in the description below.
Yeah,
so
it's fantastic.
All right, so we're going to grab just some twine. Now this is Fun Stamper's Journey twine. This twine tends to be a little bit more rigid. I mean, you can use it. It's a little stiffer, I guess, and it's wax, I think, so it makes it nice. And I'm going to do it around probably 4 fingers.
Janie, sorry, I can't quite read that. It's a little far away. We typically go live 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, and everything else in between. We know that a lot of people are not getting notices because we use the Switcher Studio, and we know that's a problem, but we're trying to put out a word that we're going to be going live prior to, which you should get the notice on that to allow you so you guys know we're coming to go live. So, but typically it's 6 o'clock. If we're a few minutes late, it's either because of technical difficulties or we're just, sometimes Ken gets here at the last minute from work and we're just rush, but basically 6 o'clock. So Robin wants to know who's the card for.
I will explain that one sec.
There you go.
All right, so I tend to like a more messier look. I'm not one that likes and I tend to use a lot of washi tape to keep it into place. And then that is what's nice on these foam is the foam's going to push everything else down and keep it into place. So you don't mind it being kind of messy, but you want to make sure that you don't rely on this to hold it in place because it will fall off. And then we are going to put this as far over as we can. Put a little bit more twine down there.
People are saying they got their notice. Did you get the notice for the video itself or the pre-video that he sent out?
What are we talking about?
The notice. YouTube notice.
All right.
People were saying they got the notice.
Oh, good. So we're going to do a step here. We're going to grab some these are actually Spectrum Noir, just glitter pens. And they do put out a lot of glitter, so be prepared because they can be a lot. And we're going to put this in with the lamp here, or I guess these are...
The bulb.
Yeah, and what this will do is it will actually, if you have a spare piece of paper, clean it off as you go. It's going to take away a little bit of your color, which is good because you don't want...
I can zoom in for you so some people
can see that. You want it to be like it's looking through the light bulb, so the light should be a little distressed. So those rays, technically, if they were going through the light bulb, would be distressed like that. So we're going to add that until it really is kind of smothered with glitter, and then we're going to let it dry, and then we're actually going to finish it off with Journey Glaze. Journey Glaze basically makes it with a glaze, which is what you would want a light bulb typically to have, because obviously if it is a light bulb, it's going to have a little bit of a glaze on there.
Kisha loves your idea for the twine.
I am a twine guy. So there were certain things from Fun Stamper's Journey that drew me to that company, and the twine and their silks were the two things that I was like, I gotta be, and so I tend to put twine on everything.
Do you find that, question by Faye, do you find they make the color opaque?
What?
Are you talking about the pens? Oh, Jenny says that she's watching because she got a message on her Facebook.
Oh, I posted teasers.
There you go, little teasers.
About an hour before we went on, letting people know that we were going to be live.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty well dried. So the last thing we're going to do is add this Journey Glaze. Now, Journey Glaze, the reason why I want to do this last is at first it will give it a cloudy look. That cloudy look will go away as it dries.
Yeah, the Spectrum she was talking, yes.
What about the Spectrum?
Yeah, if it was that was the question. Does it give it an opaque look? It really not too much with that glaze. It's not too bad, but this will look opaque at first, but will, like he said, will dry clear.
Can you hand me a little pen?
Pen you bet.
Yeah, I should have kept a pen in this. So normally I store these with pens in them. They're up on the top in a little tiny box.
Top?
Nope, right up here. Right there.
Oh, there you go.
In a little tiny box. You know what, Sean? I wouldn't have seen that either, so I don't blame you at all for not seeing that.
Tiny boxes on the hillside.
Because you know what? You are magical, and I'm so blessed to have you in my life.
Thanks. I love you too.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was really clogged, Shawnee.
Was it?
Yeah, good thing. All right, so I'm going to... Oh, right away we have a bubble.
That's all right.
Usually if you tap it, you won't. Some people...
Thanks, Cynthia.
Some people will use a brush, which is probably what I'll do. I'll put this in the middle, and then I might brush it around so it doesn't
go too far.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I have these, which are sweet sugar bowls. Sweet, what is it? No, not sweet.
Sweet.
What?
It's on the handle.
Well, I'm using it now. I can't read it. So
Sweet Sugar Bell?
Sweet Sugar Bell, yeah. They're a cookie company. Well, cookie cutter company. And
Mark and Helen. Thank you, Evelyn. That's who they were. Yeah, Mark and Helen.
Mark and Helen. That's
they were
them.
Such wonderful people.
They were wonderful.
We're friends now on Facebook.
We are. So I'm taking this because it's got you could use a pin, like a sewing pin or anything that has a nice little edge. You don't want to dig at your paper, but if you just use this to where you kind of take it to the edges. I don't like it to use a fine applicator because if it comes out too much, it will go outside of that, which is no bueno. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys the finished thing, and then I will explain who's getting this card. What are we laughing at?
Sharon says, is someone trying to get lucky?
No, I was told I'm being mean to Sean.
Yeah, people think
okay.
He's never
Here you go. Finished card.
Look at that.
So even with all of this, it's still not on 100%. So I'm going to have to fix that after the fact. All right. So who is getting this card? So this card, essentially, I thought of on Friday. As many of you guys know, it is between March and, how am I saying this? February 17th to March 3rd. No, bring that over here because it's going to be seen better over here.
Okay, let me
February to March 17th is, so my mom died February 17th, her birthday is March 3rd. And this year, Ken has taken a optimistic look on basically remembering my mom instead of missing her. You're always going to miss someone, but I wanted to kind of celebrate her life and, you know, basically thank her for making me the person I was. And so I love the sentiment. Even in our darkest moment, there's always a glimmer of hope. So I did make this for Sharon. She's in the room. And she had sent me on Friday this here. She actually made this on her
sandblaster.
Yeah, I already have something on it. So I have a blue piece of paper in there. I'm trying to get it to where the light. So I opened this on Friday, and it was something that instantly, I didn't get emotional. It was something that's like, I can honor it. So she actually made this. It has her birthday. I'm trying to get up there to where you don't see those lights. It has her name, her birthday, the year she was born, the year she passed away with angel wings. And then on the back it says, your life was a blessing, your memory a treasure, you are loved beyond words, missed beyond measure. So I read that and I absolutely, it means so much. And she actually gave me a candle to put in there to light it up and just kind of remember her. And it is absolutely, I mean, it's just stunning. It's gorgeous. So in response to that, I wanted to make her this card as a thank you for reminding me that even in our darkest moments, there's always a glimmer of hope. So I will get this sent out to you, and send me the address you want it to. I know you have, I know probably right now you're not there, but I know during the summers you go to I think a lake place or something. So, so yeah, there's the card for you. I love this stamp company. I love, what do you think, Sean? How did it turn out?
I think it turned out absolutely awesome.
The black with the bright colors, and then you have this that kind of has that look. You know, and to anyone, I'm reading some comments here that miss their mom. It is, you know, you can't replace memories. Memories are always there, but to have something besides just, where are we at now, Sean? Tell me where I'm going. You show me where I'm going. Okay.
Coming over here.
So to have stuff besides just pictures of your mom, you know, and
Not too high, 'cause you loud.
I speak loud, Sean says.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, it's really important because she died when I was 24. And just to let you guys know, it really hit hard on Friday because I'll keep privacy, but one of my employees literally went through the exact same thing I did. She called me. She's 27, and she had to make the decision that Friday was the day that her dad would be end of life. And so when I got home, I was already emotional because it you know, that's the same thing I had to do with my mom. She died in the ICU, and we had to make a decision what, you know, to you know, if we wanted her to continue the way she was, or did we want to go ahead and end that. Luckily, in the very end moment, that was not a decision I had to make. It was made by someone else above me. But going through that all day, you know, when someone goes through almost the same thing you did, it's just your heart goes out to them and it reminds you. And then I got home on Friday night and I opened that. And to be honest, I couldn't even send her a voice message on Friday because it was just so emotional, and it means the world to me. So thank you so much. I love it when you guys send me stuff, but especially when people go out of their way to make something. I have a block. I don't know if Tina's in here, but she made me a block 2 years ago with my mom's photo on it and a sentiment and stuff. So this is to anyone out there. It doesn't matter if you lost your mom at 5 years old or 80 years old. Losing a parent is never easy. No. And unfortunately, people don't really know what it is like until they go through it. So Sean often is there to give me love and sympathy and say, I'm so sorry. But at the end, when I say it just hurts so bad, he'll say, I don't know what you're going through. I still have both parents, so I don't want to assume I know what you're going through. Because once, unfortunately, you don't want to be part of that club, but everyone ends up part of that club, I guess, eventually. So, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your card. So there's a finished project of the card. I just love how bright and stuff. So, so it's that cool, that contrast of even in the dark moments, which the black, that unblock embossing, even during those dark moments, there's light. And that's what I just really wanted to hit home with this card was that, you know, even when things are hard, there's
even
light.
When things are hard.
My head's sweaty.
That's okay. I love you no matter what.
Oh, all right, guys. So, what questions do you have? Do you have any questions on the stamp company, on visible images? I love their look. You guys will be seeing them a lot more in my projects. I have some stuff already planned around Ken Oliver, bringing Ken Oliver stuff in here. It's just a very cool look. Just reading all your comments.
Yep. Thank you.
It is hard, yes.
Yes, very, very hard.
Can you put it back on the card now?
I can.
So we can just end with that?
Sure, we can do that. If you could put it in the center, though.
Oh, yeah. So there you guys are. And now that it's completely dry, the only thing you want to be careful is, even though it is dry, this is still, you could...
your bulbs are still wet.
Yeah, this is wet. But Tim Holtz does have something that you can put over cards to protect it. Because technically, even though this is dry, if we were to drop water on this, it's going to react with that ink unless we finish the card or do something. So just keep that in mind. I do need to add a little bit more here because this is not sticking like I wanted it to. I think it's just too much twine under there. So we'll make sure before we send this off to her that that gets on there good. So I wanted to thank, it's Helen and
Mark.
Mark, thank you for their stamps. They did give us some stamps at, you can see sample only, not for resale, at Creativation, and I'm going to be ordering some more tonight. I love their stuff. They have beautiful stencils. If you're an 80s fan, they have a whole collection of 80s, so definitely go check them out. Like their Facebook page. They were so nice, so amazing, and it's something I've never seen before. They work really, really, really well with Tim Holtz Distress inks and his oxide inks. I need to work, there is a company here actually in Washington called, I think it's called Lindy's, and it's got some stuff, so I'm going to order some stuff from her because it would work great with this.
Somebody briefly said that, are these stamps photopolymer or acrylic?
They, I believe, are photopolymer.
And then Faye was asking, have we gotten our stuff, unicorn spit? She said dragon spit, but it's unicorn
We
spit.
haven't yet, no.
We have not yet.
Here's the deal is we are very fortunate in the fact that when we left Creativation, a lot of companies wanted to work with us and they're sending us stuff, which is beyond amazing.
Yep.
We just, until I leave my job, which fingers crossed with enough support, I can leave my job and do this full time. We just only have enough time during the day since I work, 9 to 5. I get home, we can't go live till 6. So that's why we always do these late. In a perfect world, once I leave my job, I will be able to do these earlier, a lot more reviews, a lot more lives, a lot more stuff with you guys. But I have to make sure we're set up for that. It's a little scary, but...
somebody asked, how long does that... that stuff, yeah.
This stuff?
How long does that take to the glaze?
I always leave it overnight, but I want to say the time, you can heat it up. The reason I don't like to heat it up is I like it on, especially on a light bulb. So let me show you up close. So on a light bulb, I kind of like thicker in the middle, and then with that needle, I was able to kind of drag it out. So it gives it a nice dome look. So if I was to take my heat tool and start hitting it with that, it's going to flatten it out. So I'm going to let it do it overnight. But normally it would take, I would say, about anywhere between 2 and 4 hours. I mean, if you were to not heat it at all. But I love the look. Once it's done, it won't have that hazy look. It'll be more of kind of a glaze. Essentially just in that part to make it look like a... What is
Vision...
their website. That might be nice. So their website is...
I think it's on the back. No, not on that one.
Where's their... Did I give them to you, all of their supplies?
I have no idea.
Here it is. I think it's Visible, so VISIBLE image.co.uk, I believe. Let me look. Here it is. Okay, you guys can screenshot it. It is down below in the links. So Visible is BISIBLE, image image.co.uk. So all their stuff is made in the UK. However, like I said, their shipping is just extremely reasonable. And they have a lot of great sentiments, close your eyes to the past. Is my other card over there that we're going to be showing next week? I'll give him a little sneaky peeky.
Is that one?
Yeah. So I made this card by mistake, and it ended up turning almost to like a cool granite look. So we're going to be using this. This is oxide inks and then basically embossing powder in here that you set. So it gives you kind of this granite look, and that's one of theirs that says, close your eyes to the past and open your mind to new beginnings. So we're going to be making that one next week. But they have some cool stuff. They have this one, which I love, Somewhere in Time. Look at that watch and the gears.
They did. We shot in our video. They showed how
they actually took this and hand cut it and then used little blue dots kind of rolled up and had them all different things, and then they glazed everything. It was gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Just gorgeous stuff. So
what's the difference between photopolymers and silicone stamps or acrylic stamps? I don't know.
I have never used, I don't think I've used silicone. I've only used photopolymer and red rubber. I tend to gravitate towards red rubber just because I think that they get you a little bit of a better impression. But they're a little bit more expensive, of course. Man, that card, it just is almost drying brighter, isn't it?
I know.
I just love how that turned out.
It is cool.
So, all right, guys, any last minute things? I can't wait to get that very Sharon. Just Sharon, will you reach out to me? Let me know if you want us to write in it or not, if you want to give it away to someone, and then just the address you want us to send it to, and that would be muy bueno. And thank you so much again for this beautiful vase. It will be cherished for a lifetime, for sure. Right. Oh, Sean wants to end on us, so even though my hair is not done and I look disgusting.
We're not gonna end on us. We're gonna end on black.
Oh, okay. Well, no, because you have me so afraid that I'm going to be so loud.
No.
All right.
This one right here.
Did you show my frame? I finally finished it.
Your frame?
Right there.
Oh, yes.
I finished all my hand painting in there. Isn't that cool? Oh, Sean's moving the camera. Kenna, they'll take a huge hit on shipping. They actually told me that. That's why I kind of love this company. When I asked them how much is the shipping going to be, because it's in the UK, and they said they do a flat price. I want to say it was like $5 or $6, and she goes, we take the hit on it. And she goes, we ship them out right away, and most people get them in 4 to 5 days. So,
thanks, Sharon.
Yeah, so... from what I've researched, acrylic and silicone are inferior quality and too soft for good impressions. I've never used it, so I can't know. Or I don't know, so... You never look disgusting. You're so cute. I come home and I go in pajamas as soon as I can.
Yep.
Because I'm in a suit all day. Well, kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
Well, I mean, that made it sound like I wasn't in a suit some of the days. Some days it's a suit, some days it's a sweater, some days it's just a shirt and tie. Suit and tie. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow. Wait. Tuesday?
We'll be back on Thursday.
No, we're not. We'll either be back tomorrow or Wednesday. And then Thursday.
Thursday because of what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I adore all of you. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. You've been great. Thank you. Bye-bye.